Okay, this one is called Normalization and Drugs. The brain is fan-fucking-tastic with its ability to normalize things. You can imagine the brain as a blank slate with a few evolutionary rules plugged in. Swimming, breathing, blood pumping, hunger, tiredness, thirst, etc. The rest of it is all a spongy mass just waiting to normalize the incredibleness of the world. When a baby pops out of the womb, they are highly apt to cry. The world is brand new and nothing is normal, and everything is important. That is why any of the littlest disturbances in their state of awareness can make them cry, because the feeling is important. These feelings of disturbance are incredibly important to them. As they grow and they reach adolescence, they are much less likely to cry if they are hungry. Instead, they may whine or pout or pull on your shirt and ask for food. And as the years go by, hunger is not even a great discomfort. This is the power of our mind's normalization, but it does not only apply to our instinctual responses, such as hunger, thirst, and sleep. It applies to all experience. When we are young, we can play with an anthill for an hour. We can climb trees for the majority of a day. A new flower or plant can hold an awesomeness for some of us. Our child selves can become immersed in what an adult would ignore or even find rather boring. This is not a matter of becoming more intelligent, which often people seem to imply with the term grow up, but rather it is an increasing normalization of our world. It is a sign of our brains filtering out more of the world as we stop to place importance on objects and ideas in our everyday world. The first day you rode your bike, the first day you drove a car, those are likely to be magical times. You may even remember the feeling of awesomeness that arose in you, that feeling of, this is important. As we age, however, we begin to dread car rides and bike rides to and from work because we have lost the importance of them. We have transmuted these actions into the mundane, the ordinary, and the normal. Do you ever go to a concert or a theme park or a vacation and wonder why you're not enthralled by the scenery, the music, or the setting, or the people? It's that normalization. Your brain has been working against you for the entirety of your life, threading ideas, scenes, architecture, personalities together to make as much of the world as normal and mundane as possible. After all, if everything is normal, what do you have to worry about? That is the goal of the mind, the brain. Store as little information as possible for survival and filter everything else out. If it isn't helping or hurting your chance to reproduce and survive, it's no longer important. Yet the child in you, that nascent level of curiosity and awe, can beg to differ with this idea. Drugs. This is where drugs come in. This is why LSD, psilocybin, DMT, ayahuasca, and others can radically change your perspective on life. That filter you've built up over the years is lifted when partaking in these substances. That normal everyday drive now stimulates you to the core. No longer is traffic a trivial mass of cars, but rather a collection of human beings in metal boxes with wheels, attempting to perform duties in trade for currency, and they're stuck on tar and concrete. The normalness of our lives drops out from beneath us, and suddenly all things become important once again. The duality of this is the perspective that nothing matters, or everything matters. The prior is called a bad trip, while the latter is an experience of oneness, that all things are interrelated and genuinely important. When in an entheogenic state on any of these substances, the grass is no longer something to be mowed, but a large, diverse organism, which is pleasing to the eyes. A flower is no longer an abstract beauty of pictures, but rather a magnificence of life, attempting to attract your attention and bees. Your house is no longer an object to be bought and sold, but a dwelling of your life, a place you inhabit and connect with. It becomes a part of you. All things suddenly become paramount to your existence and reality itself. But this normalization is only partly subconscious. You can actively seek out new meaning and purpose to all things in your life without the use of drugs. Tripping every day is not really an option, but realizing the vastness of our reality, that is. One method I've discovered to remove the normalness of my day is to imagine I'm a visiting scholar on my way to work, to tap into the mind and tell myself that this is a fleeting experience, my job, my work, and that the setting and the people I meet are new, important, and meaningful. Make an attempt to be a child and see the flower in the yard as a magnificent structure of biology, of life, something to stare at and embrace. Realize traffic is not something to resist, but something to see on a grand scale of humans' folly, and try to laugh at it. See restaurants not as logos and chains, but rather individual housings with people's dreams held inside to sustain their own life by feeding people. Strip away the normalness and paint the world with importance.